Hey, what's up, guys? Justin with California Grenadiers here again. Doing something that a lot of people have probably been starting to think about recently. And that's a brake job. So I believe the concern right now with Ineos is the cost of doing a brake job. I believe I was quoted just for the pads, just for the front pads, only the front pads. I think it was like $1,000 just to change the pads. For me, that's astronomical. I don't know. I don't have that kind of money, and even if I did, I don't think ethically I could pay that much. I think it's something going on with like the licensing because as you guys know, Ineos used and borrowed from a lot of different companies to build this car. The brakes that they used are Brembo, which are internationally renowned, and that's amazing. Thank you for choosing Brembo. That's great. But I think because of the licensing, they created a pad with a different part number that's just for Ineos. But they're identical to a different pad. So the pad that they're selling through Ineos, I think, is like $500 or $600 just for a set for the front. I was fortunate enough that my buddy Mark over at Mark and Matt over at Sierra Ineos Grenadier, they were able to give me a good price on just the pads. So I would suggest you reach out to different dealerships and see what they can get for you. Don't just, boom, say, okay, well, I guess that's what it costs. If you're a DIY guy, But yeah, $1,000 for front brake change. I don't know. This is probably the easiest brake change I've ever done in my life. Maybe aside from changing the pads on my Shelby because it has a quick access system that actually holds the caliper. So, I don't agree with that pricing, but, if you've got money to burn and you don't care and you just want to make sure that it's done by a Grenadier tech who may not necessarily be super familiar with the car, by all means, not knocking them. They're all mechanics and they're all great mechanics, but, I can easily do this myself. A lot of guys could easily do this themselves. So basically, what you need is the brake pads, right? This is the first brake change that I'm doing on this vehicle. They have a wear sensor in them. So the wear sensor went off at 32,000 miles. So really I'm just changing it because I'm annoyed by the warning sign. I could probably go like another 1,000 miles on those pads. When the alarm went off, I think I went 2,000. And they still have a decent amount of material on them. But I didn't inspect them or look at them. I just want to get rid of the light. So what you'll need is the pads. So I got these from Sierra Ineos Grenadier. It looks like the part number for Ineos is GRA-6A as in Alpha 70-021170. That's for the fronts. There is a part number that is just the Brembo part number that is identical to this pad. They don't offer it in the US yet because I believe the vehicle it fits on, it's not sold here in the US. I did put a call out to a couple of different companies like Summit Racing, things like that, to see if they could source it for me. I've just been kind of waiting to see what they say. There are a couple of sites online that do sell this part, but they're from Europe. And looking in on some of the reviews of those sites, not so great, maybe like 2.5 stars, 3 stars at the most. I'm sure they're fine, but skeptical. I'd rather source it from like a US based company. But those pads were only $75. So that's why this pricing seems astronomical to me. Like labor, if this was like a Rolls Royce, I guess maybe $500 for an hour of labor. I don't know, but I mean, that's astronomical. So you need these brake pads. In the interest of time, I already did the passenger side. I wasn't sure when I opened this up. There's two sets of pads. One set had a sensor on it, and the other didn't. When I took apart the passenger side, it didn't have a sensor, so I'm guessing the sensor is only on the driver's side. So that's what this is, the wear sensor. So did the passenger side already. Super easy. You just need the pads. I think the only tool you really honestly need is a number 8 metric Allen head key and like a flathead to kind of help motivate the caliper pins to come out. You could do it a different way. You could take off the caliper carriers as one piece, just take it off like that. But it seems like this is a little easier. And then you need, like, I don't know, either a caliper compressor or just a C-clamp. I've always used a C-clamp. And then for measure, breaker bar, just to get the wheels off. And then some brake grease. So in the interest of time, I already took the lug nuts off of the wheel. Just so I could take this off a little easier. Well, yeah, you need a jack and a jack stand. So as you can see, I got my jack there and my jack stand under there supporting. And then whenever I change brakes on a vehicle or I'm working in the axle area, I like to slide the tire underneath there as like another backup mechanism. If either one of those falls down, it's not going to smash me or tip over or whatever, you know. So let me see. Maybe you guys want a closer look. Let me see if I could set this up to get a closer look for you guys. How's that, guys? So here's the caliper carrier, caliper. On the back end here, there's these covers. These just pop off. Set those aside. Looks like the wear sensor is right here too. I think that's the wear sensor. And that just pops off like that. Let's see how this comes off. And we'll see once I take it off. Haven't done this side ever. So back here, Allen key. Kind of in an awkward position. So you loosen those. I'm just unscrewing these. And if you get this little flathead, just kind of still coming out here. That just kind of slides it out. Set that off to the side. You want to make sure that you support this. You don't want this caliper just flying off. You just get that. This makes it a lot easier. You just kind of try to slide it out like that. Set that off to the side.